Most of the drills that we teach, riders tend to do already. Knee to knee, we've never done before. It was discovered by Keith Code as a method of keeping us more stable when we move from one side of the bike to the other. Most of us tend to lift out of the seat when we do this. Knee to knee allows the rider to move from one side of the bike to the other in a chicane or an S without actually destabilising the bike. I'll go through the mistakes. If you want to move around on the bike, if you're right up against a fuel tank, the moment you start to move, look what happens to my outside leg. It starts to come away from the fuel tank. So the first thing you need to do is give yourself some space. So you need to move back from the tank. Right? Ideally, you want about a fist distance between the back of the tank and your wedding tackle. Okay, I think that's the politest way I can put that. Right, now when you move, you see when you move, your legs are locked here. Okay, and as you move on the bike, you've still got a lock there. So bearing in mind, this is the point where you're on the bike and you're trying to get it to go from here to here because you're in a chicane. Okay, so if you do this, you immediately steady yourself on the bars. So how effective is your steering input going to be? Oh, because you're going to steady yourself here, so one arm's going to act against the other arm. So what we need to do is, so we have no influence on the bars, slide. Slide across the seat. Happy with that? All right. This is still wrong. See if you can see why. Lose contact with the tank, then. Okay, I'm locked in here, but as I move across, big gap, locked in. So this point here, again, how am I going to steady myself? Use the handlebars.
So, knee to knee, how was that?
Really hard.
Awkward?
Really awkward.
Yeah.
I felt like I was being programmed to do it. It just didn't feel natural at all.
Your style before, with knees out,
Yeah.
you had a transition where you were stable to unstable. There was a gap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. It takes practice. It absolutely takes practice. But when it's right, the speed and the stability that you can move from side to side is what we're after.
Once a rider's managed to master knee to knee, we add a second part to this, which is called hip flick. Hip flick is essentially the timing of the movement from one side of the bike to the other, whilst the knee to knee part of the drill is the part that actually gives the stability. So when you go down the straight and you're going to end up into a corner, what do you tend to do with your body position? When do you set up for the corner? Early. And we're going through a fast section like Surtees down here. We need to actually set ourselves up for the corner before we actually get there and go through. So when the bike's here, leant over to the left-hand side, we actually want to already be here, ready for the bike to go right. Okay? So we're here. Before the bike actually moves, we want to set ourselves into position here. Now, how am I going to move myself across the bike? Yeah, use this knee as leverage. Okay, so you're here. If you push that knee into the tank, it will bring your body across. The only other alternative that you have is to be here, is to push on the outside peg. Sorry, the inside peg, which is going to then lift you out of the seat, and it's going to make the bike feel unstable. Okay, so we're going to move our body position across from here, and to push that into the tank and bring our bum over. So we're not breaking the golden rule of going with the bike. Okay, because the upper body is still in line with the bike. It's just the lower body's moved across ready for when we flick it over to the right-hand side. Okay, so this is just a point of timing more than anything else. At the moment you're moving with the bike, we need to change that so you move ahead of the bike. Does that make sense? Push this into the tank so it brings your bum over. Good, keeping grip with the tank, that's good. Bike moves, you move. Good. Do it again for me. There, okay, bike moves, you move. Excellent. Okay?